The Israelites, once slaves under Pharaoh, have tasted freedom. They've witnessed miracles, plagues, a parted sea. Led by Moses, they head for the promised land. But between them and paradise lies a harsh wilderness. Doubt creeps in. They question Moses and God. Their faith is about to be tested like never before. Welcome back to Bible Stories and Chronicles channel. If you like to hear beautiful stories from Bible, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. This will be very meaningful to us. Thank you. The wilderness tests the Israelites to their core. Hunger and thirst gnaw at them. The elements wear them down. Doubt and fear cloud their minds. Their journey is a dance between hope and despair. It's a story of human struggle and resilience. The Israelites, hungry and tired, grumble. They reminisce about Egypt, forgetting their oppression. Moses listens, reminding them of God's promise. They struggle to see past their immediate needs. True faith is trusting in something bigger. Moses urges them to trust in God's plan. God provides manna, bread from heaven. The Israelites find it each morning. Some grumble about the taste, longing for Egypt. Manna is a reminder of God's presence and care. It's a daily test of faith. We often fail to see the miracles before us. God instructs them to gather manna for 6 days. On the 7th day, the Sabbath, there will be none. It's a lesson in trust and obedience. Some try to gather on the Sabbath, but find nothing. True rest comes from aligning with God's rhythm. We must learn to trust and let go. God sends quail to satisfy their cravings. It's a feast, but also a test. He shows his ability to provide abundantly. Will they trust or revert to complaining? True abundance is about gratitude and trust. We must receive blessings with humility. The Israelites, desperate for water, complain. They turn on Moses, questioning his leadership. Moses cries out to God for help. He feels the weight of their doubt. Even Moses seeks guidance from God. It's a moment of vulnerability and faith. God instructs Moses to strike a rock. Water gushes forth, quenching their thirst. It's a symbol of God's faithfulness. Even in the driest deserts, God provides. The Israelites rejoice, their complaints silenced. It's a testament to the power of faith. Now you'd think that after all these miracles, Moses would be feeling pretty good about himself, right? He'd earned a few Employee of the Month awards in God's book for sure. But even the greatest leaders face moments of doubt, of weakness. And for Moses, that moment comes right after the water starts flowing. See, God wasn't too happy about the way Moses handled the situation. He told Moses to strike the rock once, but in his frustration, Moses struck it twice. Now you might think, what's the big deal? Water's water, right? But for God, it was about something far more significant. It was about obedience, about trusting in God's plan, even when it didn't make sense. By striking the rock twice, Moses, in a moment of human weakness, let his frustration get the better of him. He acted out of his own anger instead of relying on God's power. God tells Moses, "Because you did not trust in me enough to honor me as holy in the sight of the Israelites, you will not bring this community into the land I give them." Talk about a gut punch. Moses, the man who led the Israelites out of slavery, who stood up to Pharaoh, who witnessed countless miracles, wouldn't be allowed to enter the promised land. This, my friends, is a sobering reminder that even the most faithful among us are human. We make mistakes, we falter, we let our emotions cloud our judgment, but it's in those moments of failure that we have an opportunity to learn and grow. Moses' punishment, though severe, serves as a powerful lesson for all leaders. It reminds us that leadership isn't about power or control, but about humility, obedience, and unwavering faith in the one we serve. Just when you thought things couldn't get any more dramatic, the plot thickens. As the Israelites catch their breath, a new threat emerges from the dust clouds on the horizon: the Amalekites. These folks weren't known for their hospitality. They were fierce warriors, picking fights at the worst moments. They saw the weary Israelites as easy targets. The Amalekites launch a surprise attack. It's a chaotic scene of dust, shouts, and clashing weapons. The Israelites, though caught off guard, fight for survival. They faced Pharaoh's armies and crossed a sea. They're tougher than they look. Moses calls upon Joshua to lead the battle. He instructs Joshua to assemble a fighting force. Moses has a plan beyond brute strength. He climbs a hill, staff in hand, and raises his hands. This isn't just a dramatic pose. Moses calls upon God. The battle rages on. As long as Moses keeps his hands raised, the Israelites have the upper hand. But as his arms grow weary, the Amalekites gain the advantage. Talk about a high-pressure situation. It's a literal case of arms up, we win, arms down, we lose. No pressure, Moses. A father-in-law's wisdom, Jethro's arrival. As the dust settles from the battle with the Amalekites and the Israelites resume their journey, a new character enters the scene. Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, makes his grand entrance. Jethro isn't just any old relative, he's the priest of Midian, a man of wisdom and experience. He brings with him Moses' wife Zipporah and their 2 sons, who had been staying with Jethro during the tumultuous exodus from Egypt. Jethro's arrival is a breath of fresh air for Moses. It's not just a family reunion, it's a visit from someone who genuinely cares about his well-being. The 2 men embrace, and Moses recounts the incredible journey, the trials and the triumphs, the miracles and the challenges. Jethro listens intently, his eyes reflecting a mixture of awe and concern. He praises God for delivering the Israelites and acknowledges the magnitude of what Moses has accomplished. But Jethro isn't just there to listen. He has come with a purpose, a mission to offer guidance and support. He's observed leaders before, and he knows the signs of burnout, the weight that comes with bearing the burdens of an entire nation. Moses, though a mighty leader, is still human, and Jethro can see the toll this journey has taken on him. He senses that his son-in-law is at a crossroads, a moment where a little wisdom could make a world of difference. The night is filled with stories and laughter, but in the back of Jethro's mind, a plan begins to form. He knows that leadership is more than just making decisions. It's about sustaining the ability to lead, to guide with wisdom and strength. And he's about to offer Moses a piece of advice that will change the way he leads the Israelites forever. Observing Moses, Jethro's concern. The next day, Jethro watches as Moses takes his place among the people. From morning till evening, Moses sits and judges the people's disputes, answering their questions, settling their arguments, and offering guidance. It's an endless stream of concerns, complaints, and problems, and Moses handles each one with patience and care. But Jethro sees something that Moses, amidst the chaos, might not: the sheer exhaustion etched on his face. Jethro approaches Moses after a long day, his voice filled with fatherly concern. "What is this you are doing for the people? Why do you alone sit as judge, while all these people stand around you from morning till evening?" he asks. Moses, perhaps unaware of how taxing his routine has become, explains that the people come to him to seek God's will. They bring their disputes to him, and he decides between them, making known God's decrees and instructions. Jethro listens carefully to Moses' explanation but remains pensive. He knows that Moses' current approach, though well-intentioned, is unsustainable. It's a heavy burden for one man to bear, and it's only a matter of time before it becomes too much. He can see the exhaustion in Moses' eyes, the weariness in his shoulders. Jethro realizes that if Moses continues this way, it will not only wear him out, but also hinder the progress of the entire nation. Jethro's concern isn't just for Moses' well-being, but for the future of the Israelites. He knows that a leader who is overwhelmed and overburdened cannot effectively guide his people. So with wisdom born from years of experience, Jethro prepares to offer Moses advice that could alleviate his burden and set a foundation for sustainable leadership. Delegating authority. Jethro's advice. Jethro observes and decides to speak. He tells Moses, "What you are doing is not good. You and these people will wear yourselves out. The work is too heavy, you cannot handle it alone." Jethro proposes delegation. Appoint capable men to help you. They will judge the simple cases, bring the difficult ones to you. Moses listens, recognizing the wisdom. It's a turning point for his leadership. Embracing change. Implementing a new system. Moses, inspired by Jethro's advice, decides to implement the new system. He gathers the people and explains the changes. He appoints capable men to judge smaller disputes and bring significant issues to him. The new system impacts the community immediately. Disputes are resolved more efficiently. Moses can focus on critical leadership tasks. The new leaders manage their groups with diligence and fairness. For Moses, it's a lesson in humility and trust. Leadership is about guiding and empowering others. Recognizing strengths within the community fosters an environment where everyone's gifts are utilized. Jethro's visit leaves a lasting legacy, laying the foundation for a sustainable leadership model. The Israelites continue their journey with renewed energy and purpose. Moses, with the burden lifted, can focus on leading his people towards the promised land. Jethro prepares to leave, knowing he has made a significant impact. His wisdom has set the stage for a more resilient and cohesive nation. It's a testament to the power of wise counsel, the importance of delegation, and the strength found in community and shared leadership. Well folks, there you have it. We've journeyed with the Israelites through the wilderness, experiencing their highs and lows. From slaves to a nation shaped by miracles and tested by hardship, their story is our story too. Facing hunger, thirst, and enemies, complaints, doubts, and terror, yet resilience, courage, and faith. Miracles like manna and water from a rock, triumph over adversity, a journey woven with joy and sorrow. Life is rarely a straight path, detours and roadblocks. True character revealed in hardship, inner strength and resilience. Even in hardship, we are not alone. God guides and provides, leading us to our promised land. He sees our struggles and offers unwavering support. Now you might be thinking, okay Mike, that's all well and good for the Israelites, but I'm not wandering through the desert. I've got a roof over my head, food on the table, and a smartphone that keeps me connected to the world. Our lives might look different, but we all face our own wildernesses. We all have personal struggles, moments when we feel lost and unsure. Maybe it's a job loss, a health scare, or a relationship breakdown. Whatever form it takes, the wilderness tests our faith. Remember the Israelites' resilience. They didn't face their challenges alone, and neither do we. We have each other and a God who promises to never leave us. Our trials shape us, revealing strength we never knew we had. So what can we take away from this epic tale? What enduring lessons can we glean from the Israelites' journey through the wilderness? Well folks, buckle up, because here's where the rubber meets the road, where the ancient wisdom of the desert meets the realities of our modern lives. First and foremost, the story of the Exodus is a testament to the power of faith. The Israelites, faced with seemingly insurmountable odds, chose to trust in a God they couldn't see, a God who promised them a better future. Their faith wasn't always perfect, mind you. They doubted, they questioned, they even threatened to turn back. But through it all, a flicker of belief remained, a spark of hope that kept them moving forward. And that, my friends, is the essence of faith, trusting in something you can't always see or understand, clinging to hope even when doubt whispers in your ear. It's about taking that next step, even when you're not sure where it will lead, believing that even in the wilderness, you are not alone. Then there's perseverance, the grit and determination to keep going when the going gets tough. The Israelites faced setbacks, disappointments, and moments when they wanted to give up, but they didn't. They dug deep, drew on their inner strength, and kept putting one foot in front of the other. And finally, there's trust. Trust in God's plan, even when it doesn't make sense, even when it leads you through the wilderness. The Israelites had to learn to trust that God would provide, that He would guide them, that He would ultimately lead them to the promised land. And that trust, that unwavering belief in something bigger than themselves, is what sustained them through their darkest hours. But the story of the Exodus isn't just about the Israelites' journey, it's also about leadership. We see Moses thrust into a role he never asked for, tested and refined by the challenges he faces. We see him make mistakes, experience moments of doubt, and grapple with the weight of responsibility. Yet, through it all, he remains a beacon of faith, a symbol of unwavering commitment to his people and to the God who called him. From Moses, we learn that true leadership isn't about power or control, it's about service, about putting the needs of others before our own. It's about listening with empathy, leading with courage, and inspiring others to embrace the journey, even when the path ahead is uncertain. We also learn the importance of delegation, of empowering others to share the load. Jethro's wise counsel reminds us that even the strongest leaders need support, that sharing responsibility not only lightens the burden, but also fosters a sense of community and shared purpose. The lessons of the Exodus, both for individuals and for leaders, are timeless. They remind us that challenges are inevitable, but they don't have to define us. They can refine us, strengthen us, and ultimately lead us to a deeper understanding of ourselves, our faith, and the incredible power of the human spirit. So, the next time you find yourself wandering through a wilderness, remember the Israelites. Remember their faith, their perseverance, and their unwavering trust in a God who never abandoned them. And know that you, too, have the strength to overcome any challenge, to emerge from the wilderness stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. We will continue with another beautiful story from Bible in our next video. If you have not, please subscribe to this channel to help us to grow these contents to wider audience. Thanks for watching.